Commitment is not a moment. It's a decision you make again and again, every single day. It's not a promise you whisper once and forget. It's the silent agreement you renew with yourself when things get tough, when distractions call, when giving up would be easier. Most people think commitment is about feeling inspired, staying motivated, or waiting for the right mood to strike. But true commitment isn't about feeling. It's about doing, even when you don't feel like it. It's about choosing the harder path because you know it leads somewhere greater. When you commit, you close the door to excuses. You stop entertaining the idea that failure is final. You stop letting yourself off the hook just because it's uncomfortable. Commitment means you show up on the days you want to and the days you don't. It means you move forward even when your mind screams at you to turn back. You stay loyal to your future, not your feelings. If you truly understand the nature of commitment, you understand that success is not one massive leap, but 1,000 small steps taken consistently. Each time you choose discipline over distraction, action over hesitation, growth over comfort, you're proving your commitment. And every one of those small decisions stacks up into something massive, something powerful, something unstoppable. Because in the end, it's not the most talented, the luckiest, or even the smartest who win. It's the ones who stayed committed when others got tired. It's the ones who kept showing up when no one was watching. It's the ones who understood that commitment isn't something you make once. It's something you become. You are not in control of everything. You never were, and you never will be. But what you are in control of is enough to change everything. You control your actions, your effort, your attitude. You control the way you show up, the way you respond, the way you keep moving forward when life throws punches. That's your power. That's your responsibility. Too many people waste their energy fighting battles they were never meant to win, trying to control the opinions of others, the outcome of every situation, the timing of every opportunity. But the truth is, no matter how hard you try, some things will always be outside your hands. And the more you fight that truth, the more frustrated, bitter, and stuck you become. Freedom comes when you accept what you cannot control and double down on what you can. You can't force success overnight, but you can control your grind today. You can't make people believe in you, but you can make sure you believe in yourself. You can't predict every storm, but you can prepare your mind to weather them. When you stop wasting energy on what's outside your control, you free up your strength to dominate what's within it. And that's where real progress happens. That's where transformation begins. Not by wishing the world was different, but by becoming the person who can thrive in any world. Control what you can, accept what you can't, and keep moving. You can't build something lasting if you don't know what you're building on. Success isn't just about finding the right opportunity. It's about understanding who you are, what drives you, and what you stand for. Before you chase the world's idea of success, take a moment to chase the truth about yourself. What do you really want? Not what others think you should want, but what you truly desire deep down. What are your strengths, and how can you leverage them? Where are your weaknesses, and how can you improve or work around them? What are your values, and how do they align with what you're doing every day? Knowing yourself isn't a one-time exercise. It's a journey. It requires honesty, self-reflection, and the willingness to face parts of yourself you may have been avoiding. But this self-awareness is what will guide you through the toughest decisions, the darkest times, and the moments when everything feels uncertain. When you know yourself deeply, you stop chasing success based on what others are doing. You stop comparing yourself to others. You stop trying to fit into molds that were never made for you. Instead, you create a path that aligns with your true purpose, with your real potential. It all starts with you. Know yourself, and everything else will follow. When you're driven by your interests, it's easy to get distracted by every shiny new opportunity that comes your way. But when you align yourself with your core values, you create a foundation that holds strong, no matter what challenges or temptations come your way. Core values are the principles that define who you are, the things that shape your decisions, your actions, and your relationships. They go beyond fleeting interests or trends. Values are deeper, more enduring. They represent your truth, and guide you through life's most difficult choices. Ask yourself, what do you stand for? What are the beliefs that fuel your decisions? Do you value honesty, integrity, creativity, or compassion? When you align your actions with these values, you begin to operate from a place of authenticity, and your life takes on more purpose and meaning. Chasing interests might bring short-term gains, but only by staying true to your core values can you build something lasting. Interests can change with time, but your values remain constant, serving as a compass when the path gets unclear. So instead of pursuing what's trendy or popular, take time to reflect on what truly matters to you and let that be your driving force. Aligning on core values means saying no to distractions and yes to what truly aligns with your deeper sense of self. It's about creating a life that reflects the essence of who you are and what you believe in. Emotional resilience is the ability to bounce back from life's challenges, setbacks, and stressors. It's not about avoiding hardship. It's about developing the strength to handle whatever life throws at you and maintaining your balance in the process. When things go wrong, it's natural to feel overwhelmed or defeated. But emotional resilience helps you manage those emotions, allowing you to keep moving forward even when things are tough. It's the ability to stay calm in a storm, to recognize that while you can't control everything that happens to you, you can control how you respond to it. One key aspect of emotional resilience is self-awareness. Understanding your emotions and how they affect your thoughts and actions allows you to navigate difficult situations with a clearer mind. Instead of reacting impulsively, you become more mindful and measured in your responses. Another important aspect is building a strong support system. Resilience doesn't mean doing everything alone. Leaning on trusted friends, family, or mentors can help you stay grounded when times get tough. It's about recognizing that it's okay to ask for help and that we don't have to carry our burdens by ourselves. Lastly, practicing emotional resilience means embracing challenges as opportunities for growth. Instead of seeing difficulties as roadblocks, you start to view them as chances to become stronger, wiser, and more capable. With each challenge you face, you build your emotional strength and prepare yourself for the next one. Resilience isn't a trait you're born with. It's a skill you develop over time. By practicing mindfulness, seeking support when needed, and reframing challenges as opportunities, you can build emotional resilience and become more adaptable in the face of adversity. Life is full of ups and downs, and no matter how hard we try, we can't avoid the hardships that come our way. But instead of idealizing an easy, perfect journey, it's crucial to anticipate the difficulties ahead and prepare ourselves mentally for them. Idealizing the future can set us up for disappointment because it creates unrealistic expectations. We often envision our goals as smooth paths with no obstacles or setbacks. But in reality, challenges are a natural part of the process, and expecting them can help us face them with a clearer mindset. When you anticipate hardships, you understand that tough times are not signs of failure. They're part of the growth process. Anticipation doesn't mean worrying about every little thing, but it does mean being realistic. Know that there will be setbacks and plan for them. Whether it's a personal or professional challenge, acknowledging that obstacles are inevitable gives you the mental fortitude to push through them with determination. When you understand that hard times will come, you're less likely to get discouraged when things don't go according to plan. Instead of feeling defeated, you'll have a mindset that says, this is part of the journey, and you'll be ready to adjust your approach or keep going in the face of difficulty. By expecting hardships, you build resilience and adaptability. You become more prepared to pivot, solve problems, and learn from adversity. It's not about expecting failure, but about embracing the reality that life is rarely a straight line. So instead of idealizing the process, focus on preparing for the challenges that will inevitably come your way, knowing they'll help shape you into someone stronger and more capable. Desire is often seen as the driving force behind our actions, the fuel that pushes us toward our goals. But while desire can be powerful, it's duty that truly shapes our character and guides us through life's challenges. When we embrace duty over desire, we shift our focus from what we want in the moment to what we are responsible for achieving in the long term. Desire can be fleeting. It's driven by emotions, impulses, and sometimes instant gratification. It often leads to chasing after things that may not serve us in the end. Duty, however, is rooted in something deeper. It's about commitment to a purpose, to others, and to our own growth. When we choose duty over desire, we make decisions that align with our values, and we take actions that bring lasting fulfillment. Duty often involves doing what needs to be done, even when it's hard or uncomfortable. It might not always feel as exciting as chasing desires, but it builds discipline and a sense of responsibility. When you embrace duty, you are putting the greater good first, whether it's your family, your community, or your own future. It means doing what's right, even when it requires sacrifice. This doesn't mean that desires are bad. Desires can motivate us, but they should never outweigh our responsibility to ourselves and others. By embracing duty, you are creating a life of purpose and direction, one where your actions are not driven by temporary desires, but by a deep sense of responsibility to something bigger than yourself. When you prioritize duty, you not only build a stronger foundation for success, but you also create a legacy of integrity, resilience, and commitment. This shift in mindset will help you stay focused, stay grounded, and ultimately live a life that's richer in meaning, not just fleeting pleasures. Communication is the bridge between people, the way we express our thoughts, feelings, and intentions. But how we communicate matters just as much as what we communicate. When we choose to speak with virtue and honesty, we are not only conveying information, but we are also building trust, fostering understanding, and setting the tone for meaningful relationships. Honesty is the foundation of all effective communication. It might seem easier at times to withhold the truth or distort it to avoid conflict or discomfort, but dishonesty always erodes trust in the long run. When you communicate with honesty, you create a sense of transparency that encourages openness in return. People will trust you, respect you, and value your perspective because they know you speak the truth. But honesty without virtue can sometimes lead to harm. Virtue in communication means speaking the truth in a way that is compassionate, respectful, and thoughtful. It's about considering how your words impact others and choosing to speak in a way that uplifts rather than diminishes. It's about being honest, but also kind and tactful, understanding that your words have power. When you communicate with virtue and honesty, you build relationships on a solid foundation. People will appreciate your transparency, your integrity, and your ability to express yourself in a way that is both truthful and considerate. And this fosters an environment of trust, collaboration, and growth. So, make honesty and virtue the cornerstones of your communication. Speak with integrity, listen with empathy, and always be mindful of the impact your words have on others. This practice will not only strengthen your relationships, but it will also create a space where mutual respect and understanding can thrive. Independence is often seen as a symbol of freedom, control, and personal strength. It's something we strive for, cherish, and take pride in. But as life unfolds, we often face situations where our independence is tested, and in some cases, it may need to be relinquished, at least temporarily. Understanding this reality is key to maintaining balance and resilience in our lives. Preparation for the loss of independence isn't about expecting it to happen or resigning yourself to it, but rather accepting that, at certain points, it's a part of life. Whether it's aging, a serious health challenge, or a relationship that requires more of your time and energy, the reality is that independence is not always guaranteed. In these moments, it's vital to embrace the shift rather than resist it. The loss of independence doesn't mean a loss of value or worth. It's simply a change in how we interact with the world and the people around us. Rather than viewing this change as a defeat, we can frame it as an opportunity for growth, connection, and transformation. When you prepare for the loss of independence, you allow yourself to navigate the challenges with grace. You learn to ask for help when needed, and you embrace the support of others without shame or guilt. This process can deepen relationships, foster a greater sense of community, and even reveal new strengths and capabilities you hadn't realized you possessed. Preparing also means acknowledging your emotions, whether that's fear, sadness, or frustration. It's okay to feel these things. But remember, loss doesn't mean the end. It's simply a phase, a transition. And in every transition, there's potential for new forms of empowerment, connection, and purpose. So as you prepare for the potential loss of independence, approach it with an open heart and mind. It may be difficult, but it is also an inevitable part of the journey, and with the right mindset, it can lead to a deeper, more enriched life. When you enter a committed relationship, it's easy to fall into the trap of seeing your partner as a source of personal happiness or fulfillment. You might start viewing them as someone who is there to support your needs, meet your desires, and fit into the vision of your life. But a shift in perspective can significantly change how you experience and engage in the relationship. Instead of viewing your partner as a static figure in your life, try seeing them as a fellow traveler on the journey of life. Life is not a destination, but an ongoing journey, and both of you are navigating it together, facing similar struggles, joys, and challenges. Viewing your partner as a fellow traveler means recognizing that they are walking alongside you, not behind you or in front of you. You are both equally invested in the journey, each bringing your own perspectives, strengths, and weaknesses to the table. This perspective encourages mutual respect, collaboration, and support. Rather than seeing your partner's role as fulfilling specific needs or serving as a source of validation, you begin to see them as an equal who is navigating their own path, sometimes in tandem with yours, sometimes diverging. This dynamic creates a deeper bond and fosters a sense of shared experience rather than a one-sided partnership. In any relationship, there will be highs and lows, but when you see your partner as a fellow traveler, you understand that both of you are going through this journey together. This mindset opens the door for shared growth, shared learning, and mutual encouragement, rather than placing the weight of expectations solely on one person. The beauty of seeing your partner in this light is that it promotes partnership over possession. You're not trying to change or control them. Instead, you're learning and growing alongside them, offering support when needed, and sharing joy in the moments of triumph. This transforms the way you communicate, work through challenges, and celebrate successes. When you embrace the idea of your partner as a fellow traveler, you open the door to a relationship built on equality, shared growth, and a deep, enduring connection. It's no longer about two people simply coexisting. It's about two individuals who are walking together, hand in hand, through the winding roads of life. Love is often portrayed as an intense emotion, but in a committed relationship, it's about much more than just passion or attraction. It's about connection, respect, and most importantly, freedom. The concept of love without possession is a powerful one that challenges the traditional notions of control and ownership that sometimes creep into relationships. When we talk about loving without possession, it's about letting your partner be their own person, separate from you. It's about allowing them to grow, change, and explore their individuality without feeling threatened or insecure. True love doesn't mean trying to control or possess someone. It means letting them be free while still choosing to share your life with them. In a healthy relationship, love isn't about holding someone captive with your expectations or desires. It's about mutual respect and understanding. Each person is an individual with their own dreams, aspirations, and needs. Loving without possession means embracing those qualities in your partner, celebrating their uniqueness, and supporting them in becoming the best version of themselves. This concept can be challenging in a society that often equates love with ownership. But when we let go of the need to possess or control, we make room for love to thrive in a way that's healthy, balanced, and lasting. The freedom to be yourself, while also being deeply connected to someone else, creates a stronger, more resilient bond. So, how do you practice love without possession in your own relationships? Have you ever struggled with letting go of control in love? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's discuss how we can all embrace love that's rooted in freedom and respect.